I arrived here today at Blydenburg Park, and I saw 3 lost boys. I felt like I was in the Peter Pan land with the lost boys who have no direction in life.
Just go on a hike with some friends, get close to nature.
And I never met them before or anything.
Yeah, I've never met this dude before.
Never met Jacob.
And I said, I'm doing a Lifetarian hike. Would you guys like to join? They accepted right away because I think they knew they needed direction in life. Hi everyone, Jacob the Lifetarian here. We're gathered here today at Blydenburg Park. We got some new hikers with us. This is the official Lifetarian hike of summer 2017. So our objective today is we're entering the wilderness to transform some lives by day's end, okay? We're entering the woods with either carnivores, vegans, killers of all shapes and sizes, okay? But by the time we leave, everyone's gonna be transformed into Lifetarians because this is a program I built. This is more than just a hike. We're not just walking our dog through the park, okay? This is a tried and true tested program to transform our brains, our minds, and our lives. Let me explain now to our new hikers what Lifetarianism is. So Lifetarianism it's more than just a diet, it's a lifestyle. The basics is we don't eat anything that was ever alive. So no meat and no plants, okay? And as you can see in the wilderness here, this essentially is an all-you-can-eat buffet to vegans, okay? I know it's trendy for Hollywood folks to make movies about Armageddon and the last days on Earth. Well, the true last days on Earth is not going to be global warming, okay? It's going to be global veganism. Because vegans are going to consume every last tree and plant until we all suffocate.
So if you don't eat anything that's alive, then wouldn't you die? Life eats life. Like it's a cycle, it's a circle of necessarily things having to eat things that are alive.
So you said the word necessary, and I think you're confusing necessary with status quo, okay?
Okay, what's the thing that can eat that doesn't have to eat something that's alive?
Jacob the Lifetarian, nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you.
So
I'm excited. I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna let you tell.
What Lifetarians do eat: water, dairy, eggs, and dirt. We get our minerals from the dirt. Speaking of those indigenous tribes in Africa that have been eating dirt, they live to be about 120 years old.
Oh, that's what my mom wants to be.
And she must have ate dirt at some point in her life.
Yeah.
Well, what's it called? Lifetarianism. I like the concept, not killing and stuff. But yeah, I think I literally just heard like a little bit about it, so I do need to form a full opinion, maybe within a couple more lectures with this guy.
Well, I'm open-minded, and I'm looking for something different because I agree with a lot of what he says. I think killing things leads to a heavy heart. Trying to keep my heart light.
I definitely think it's an interesting concept, the whole not killing thing or not. I don't know, but I feel like there'd be a lot of nutritional deficiencies, so maybe if he could explain more of that, it could convince me.
I know nature is often beautiful, untamed, and untouched, but that doesn't stop the modern-day perverts from inflicting their disgusting ways upon nature. I know it's a common practice in public bathrooms to create a glory hole where someone cuts out a hole in the bathroom stall and then pleasures a stranger. Here's a nature glory hole that looks like some pervert probably dug here. I see a few of them, so it looks like it's probably like an orgy of some type. Yeah, ma'am, just be careful. I think there might be like a predator of some guy. I see some nature glory holes here, so just be careful if you like see a man in like a van or something. Okay. All right, take care.
Because I've seen those holes like all over like the world. You think there's like just perverts, like that many humans are perverts that they're just like big holes in the ground and fuck it, and then there's like,
yeah, of course.
Why would there be so many holes next to each other? Why wouldn't they all just use the same hole?
Well, like I said, I think it was probably some kind of ritualistic orgy, perhaps. It's similar to pica, where minerally deficient people or pregnant women get an urge to eat clay or eat dirt or chew wood. Deep down, we are all connected to Earth. And what is soil is Earth. So those minerally deficient freaks who dig these nature glory holes It's their inner body telling them that they need to get reconnected with Earth, but they're doing it in a way that's not moral, okay?
We should like set up a camera crew like late night, you know, with like night vision lenses and stuff, and just
catch
like really
them?
stake out this spot and like
Catch a predator. Wait,
help you stake it out. Oh, beautiful. You have a good eye, man.
there's a killer over there. She's fishing, I think. Is she fishing or?
Yeah.
So, we were just speaking about catching a predator, and we're witnessing a murder in action as we speak. You can see her if you get in. She's got a fishing hook, and she's probably luring in those fish. Sexual predators lure in children with candy and a van. She's luring in fish with her dangling candies, and she's gonna hook them in and eat them. No better than Jeffrey Dahmer, folks, so let's get away from her. Alright, so we're taking a break. We have our Lifetarian lunch, so I'll be feeding the campers nothing that was ever alive. First, I got purified water. This is not clear Gatorade or Sierra Mist, okay? This is straight from Earth's teat itself, okay? Here's another thing that was never alive. We got some hard-boiled eggs.
So aren't eggs like embryos?
No, eggs were never fertilized. So I'm glad you brought that up, because contrary to what a seed is, like a sunflower seed or something like that, that's actually a fertilized seed. So when you're eating a seed, you're essentially eating an abortion, okay? I know what probably made your head spin the most earlier was when I said Lifetarians eat dirt. So what I got here is
Bring it on, man.
fresh dirt, soil that's not Monsanto. There's no worms or bugs or any living critters in here, so put Lifetarianism to the test, and I'll even demonstrate it. First, I'll scoop some out for all you guys. I'll demonstrate it first so you guys could feel safe eating dirt.
Is this your factor or something?
Don't worry, I'll eat it first.
Okay. It's your organ. I mean, yeah.
So, I'm sure you guys are probably all
This is
more
what we
looking...
expected when we came out here.
Uh-oh.
What is that?
I think the egg's spoiled.
What?
Unfortunately, the eggs got spoiled. I did not see that coming, okay? I should have put them on ice and cooled them, but they spoiled. That's my fault. The eggs are spoiled, so I think we're only left to eat the dirt.
No, it's bullshit.
Sorry, guys. Well, no. We didn't sign any waivers on not letting you guys get sick off spoiled eggs.
The disappointment about the eggs? I'm not that disappointed. I mean, it would have been cool to have eggs. Maybe I would have put the soil on top.
I mean, I've had eggs before, so I wasn't too upset about those being spoiled.
Unfortunately, all we have left for lunch is the dirt,
I know what's happening.
but this stinks.
I know what's happening. You know what's happening?
I'm really just ticked off at myself for not putting these eggs on ice. I should have known.
You just want to get 4 guys.
So for the camera right now, it's to prove to my hikers who have doubts about me and Lifetarianism, I'm going to eat the dirt for you all right now.
Have some. I just got this off the ground.
Well, that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
So the dirt around, especially a public campsite like this, there's probably like preteen piss on the floor or dog feces. So you don't want to just eat any dirt anywhere. There could be Monsanto, GMO, corruption in that dirt, and it's like a Bill Cosby concoction that you'd use to poison a girl at a bar, okay? So this is like a very symbolic scene right now. This is similar to Christ's Last Supper, but this is our Last Supper as killers. This is our Last Supper as meat eaters and plant eaters. So this is our first supper as Lifetarians, so...
Want to eat this because it smells good?
Here, take a spoon.
Oh, thanks, man. You're good with the plastic, you know? You really don't like the living thing.
Exactly.
You really eating it? I mean, yeah.
This is beautiful. Lifetarians forming before our eyes.
I'm split between flabbergasted and confused. It tasted good. It tasted alright. I really don't know what to say. I really am kind of unsure as to what sort of experience I'm having.
You just admitted that you're enjoying this dirt.
Yeah, tried some dirt. It was better than expected. It tasted pure.
We were left with only the dirt to eat, so much to my surprise and delight, to be quite frank, They each had a spoonful of the dirt.
I mean, what we ate tasted good.
So we just had a Lifetarian lunch. We ended up just having dirt. We all tasted a little bit, but that earth is inside of us now. And that's essentially like the communion of Lifetarianism, where they offered their hands to me, and I gave them the dirt, and they consumed it. So now that Lifetarian seed is planted inside each and every one of you. So let's do a brief guided meditation on Lifetarianism. So let's close our eyes. Let's breathe 3 times. Right now, all we hear is the murmur through the trees. We hear some clicking crickets. Let's all imagine ourselves as a seed, okay? We're a seed that is growing. Now picture a little stem penetrate through your seed skin, reaching towards life, reaching towards the light, until suddenly you realize you're in a Planned Parenthood, okay? And a mysterious man with disgusting plaque breath has a plunger, and he's plunging you out. He's plunging you as a seed, and you're screaming, you're crying, and he plunges you out, and now you're not just crying, but you're dying, okay? When I said you were a seed, you envisioned yourself as maybe a sunflower seed, but really you're a seed of a baby, okay? And you just got aborted by a man in a lab coat with disgusting plaque breath, okay? So this goes to show you that a seed is no different than a human abortion, okay? Because a seed is a fertilized being, just as an embryo or a baby going through term is, okay? What would happen if the Steve Jobs seed was consumed and eaten in a trail mix, okay? Would we have our Apple iPhones? Would we have our MacBook computers? What if the Mother Teresa seed was plungered? Would we have this great motherly figure to look up to? Or would we only have to look up to Madonna or Miley Cyrus? Miley Cyrus would be the Mother Teresa if more seeds were consumed. So keep that in your back pocket and remember that. And this concludes our guided meditation. Let's bless the plants, the animals, and say Amen, Ah plants, and Ah animals, because modern religion just says Amen because we only think about mankind. But we have to think of plant kind and animal kind. So let's say Amen together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Amen. Amen. Now let's say Ah plant.
Ah plant.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah plant.
Ah plant.
And Ah animal. 1, 2, 3. Ah animal. All right.
Amen.
Let's resume our hike. I have a regiment called Lifetarian Fitness. I created a program, a regiment called Lifetarian Fitness, where we utilize nature instead of sweaty, disgusting gyms for our workout. It's free. There's no gym membership here. So I just want to utilize some of nature to show you guys a little bit, maybe to impress you, and to give you another reason why Lifetarianism is an all-encompassing lifestyle, not just a diet like eating dirt. So let's see what I can do. Maybe do some pull-ups on this tree over here. So let me remind all of you, I never stepped foot in a gym in my life. My body is perfectly in tune to nature.
Camera, what is this? I found a raisin in my dirt. Why is there a raisin in my dirt?
Let's see this. Oh, wait, hold on a second. So I step away. The one time I happen to turn my back to you, all of a sudden a magic.
Don't question my integrity, sir.
Wait a second. All of a sudden a magic. This is no. He's no better right now than the magic bullet that killed JFK. This is the magic bullet. This is the magic raisin.
Magic raisin.
This is the magic raisin.
In my bread dirt.
Hold on a second.
What is this?
This is the magic raisin that came out of nowhere all of a sudden. This is the magic bullet that killed JFK. The magic raisin.
Raisin!
I don't doubt it's a raisin. You planted this.
Plant the raisin.
I turned my back for a second to impress you guys with a workout regimen, and he's trying to sabotage me. He planted a raisin in the dirt. I'm sure maybe our camera crew even caught it, so we're gonna watch the footage
We're gonna
back.
watch the footage.
We're gonna send it to the authorities to get forensically
gonna-
analyzed. The JFK
Listen.
magic bullet that killed JFK. We all know there was another shooter in that
Here,
grassy
verify.
knoll.
Verify.
I'm not touching that. I'm a Lifetarian, and you're trying to get my finger. This, wow, the camera's just caught this. He tried getting me to put my fingerprints on that raisin so he could show my fingerprints on the raisin and say I planted that in there. Well, this took a turn for the worse, but let's forget that ever happened until I send that to the proper authorities. So what I was trying to show you guys is that I have the perfect nature body where juice heads typically have too big of muscles and too small of testicles, okay? Because they take steroids, they grow their muscles to an absurd portion where it's not even useful having them that large, and then they shrink their testicles to where they're too small to even function properly. It probably just sneezes out like an eye droplet of sperm, and they'll probably never have a child, or they won't have a normal child at least. So let me show you, this is one step of Lifetarian Fitness. This is pull-ups on a branch. You have to make sure it's sturdy enough so you don't snap it in half. It's just the same thing, like if you go to a nursing home, you don't want to roughhouse the elderly woman there. You want to make sure they're sturdy enough so you could pat their back if they do a good job and make it to the bathroom on time, or if they successfully swallow their food without choking, or if they win bingo or something, you want to give them a pat on the back, but not too hard. So let's try it out now. Pat the branch on the back. You can see it's pretty sturdy. So let's watch Lifetarian Fitness in action right now.
When Jacob was doing his pull-ups on the trays, I was really impressed.
He definitely did more pull-ups than I thought he could because he's pretty small, so that was impressive, I guess.
Pull-ups are always good, no matter where you do them.
Like so. Does anyone want to try it out? A Lifetarian pull-up. All right, saboteur, get up there.
You know what saboteur means?
Yeah, someone who tries planting a raisin and framing me. Go ahead. Lifetarian Fitness, I could tell they were impressed when I did the pull-ups. They probably felt like they were watching Sylvester Stallone in a gym in 1985. But the only difference is I didn't speak like I suffered a stroke, and I didn't eat meat and waste all my life in the gym. Once Brandon had that dirt, I could tell his posture changed, and he kind of bulked up. And as soon as I did Lifetarian Fitness, he was right up in that tree, climbed it in probably record-breaking time, and it was pretty impressive. So what we just witnessed, this was strength he exhibited after having that Lifetarian lunch.
And that raisin.
He just ate some earth, some dirt, and it probably peaked his muscles to top shape as if he was in the gym for like an hour and a half.
That's what it was.
But this was just 5 minutes of eating dirt. Yeah. As we're gathered here right now, it's probably important for us to have a bit of an emotional moment since the hike is concluding very soon. Let me first tell you this emotional story that I don't often tell. It's heavy on my heart, but back when I was in high school, early high school, my grandma was going to Country Kitchen to catch the early bird special, okay? And as she was going there, she was struck by a truck, and she ended up in a coma. So my parents and I went to the hospital, and the doctor told us she was in a coma and declared her a full-fledged vegetable. She was in a vegetative state. So I was waiting outside her. Thanks. So I was waiting outside her hospital room, and I overheard the doctor in charge of that wing. He was talking to the other nurses, and they were planning their late-night dinner or whatever. The doctor ordered a vegan salad. I heard the words come right out of his lips. So as soon as I heard he was a vegan, it was a red flag for me. I was like, I don't know about this. A vegan as a head of a hospital wing? Like, vegans aren't even intelligent. How's he gonna have the wherewithal to make life or death decisions? And it didn't take me long to figure out he didn't make life or death decisions. He made death decisions, okay? So I went back in the hospital room with my father and the doctor told my parents my grandma was a vegetable. And as soon as those words came from his lips, he forced my dad to pull the plug on my grandma because he was a vegan. And as soon as he heard she was a vegetable, he couldn't help himself. And she passed away later that night.
Sad story. Felt sad. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I feel like that was a joke, though. Like the whole.
So my grandma's dying is a joke.
No, that's something I relate to. But like, my grandma died, you know. But like, I feel like you just told a joke about vegetables and vegan doctors.
How's that funny?
It's really not.
It upset me, to be quite frank, that Brandon was laughing at me and laughing at my dead grandma. And I thought we shared enough today to open ourselves up, but apparently I was wrong. And Brandon wasn't mature enough to really appreciate the death of my grandma. So what we're gonna do now is a Lifetarian confessional. Each of the hikers are gonna confess a Lifetarian sin they committed. Either an anti-Lifetarian meal they ate. So let's start with Brandon. This is probably hard for you. So let's confess.
You have beautiful eyes.
Well, that's because life is just radiating through me. So this could be hard, but confess a Lifetarian sin to me.
One time I was in Trinidad, and
All right, what
I was there.
What happened in
I was
Trinidad?
there on a permaculture farm, and you know, I was trying to change the world, you know, and they kept giving me all these like roots and like vegetables, and
this is horrible.
And we didn't eat any meat. We just ate like, you know, the green stuff because they said the green stuff was good. I believed them. I didn't know about. They
told all of us the same lie. Okay.
I was really emotional.
Go on.
So we made a soup and it was so good.
It always is. It always is.
We put 15 different plants in there, man.
Well, thanks for sharing that. I know that probably took a lot out of you. Mark?
I mean, I had a bowl of cereal before I came here.
What kind of cereal was it?
I mean, it had like oats and raisins.
So what attracted you to the cereal? Was there a cute little cartoon mascot that lured you in?
No, it's not like one of like the unhealthy ones. It's one of like the organic healthy.
Oh,
it's not.
That's the new way they capture people. That's the new pedophilic little lure they get you in. They used to use cartoon animals, but that's not trendy enough anymore. So now they use trendy words like organic or non-GMO, and those are the little candies they dangle in front of you to lure you in. So thanks for sharing that. Let's hear it, Joe.
Had some green tea this morning.
Oh.
I'm guessing that's a part of the whole plant thing.
Right.
Yeah, it was in a tea bag. Used some hot water, tap water.
So you scalded the tea leaves to death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all I had today as far as like disobeying the theory.
Well, it's not just a theory, it's a proven lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks for sharing that. We all told an emotional story. I can tell they were choked up too. They were holding up tears, to be quite frank. I saw it in their eyes.
Well, it really inspired my emotions to come out.
Just like when you do a confession with a priest, it's never easy to say you went on a pornographic website or that you sifted through your sister's underwear drawer. But those are sins we all have to admit to get over it. So I was glad they admitted those stories of Lifetarian sins. Green is the new red. It's the new like sign of communism and other evil programs like that. Communists used to get blacklisted, but now vegans should be green listed, okay? And any vegan who eats a plant, kills a plant, should be green listed and blocked from society. Green listing vegans. So let's keep them out of Hollywood, out of media, out of our lives, our schools, our educational systems, and let's move forward from here.
Make a song about vegans being green listed. You're gonna be a singer. I'm just gonna play the background, all right? So.
Well, I'll do spoken word poetry. So vegans killed a plant today, and I'm just looking for a chicken to lay. An egg so I can eat nothing that was alive, and towards life we will all strive. Vegans will be on this list of green, because killers they are, they're all so dang mean. Lifetarianism is the only way. So let's move forward to a brand new day. Thank you.
Beautiful.
All right, guys, let's go. So we're reaching the end of our Lifetarian hike. This was an incredibly transformative experience already. But we got one last task to do before I send our hikers on their way. You can see them now, all staring off into the beauty of nature. It's blowing their minds because they've probably only ever seen landscapes like this on their Windows 98 computer. But this is nature in real life. This is a real viewing lens outside of their computer monitor. What I'm going to do here is a Lifetarian baptism, okay? Because we all just went through this hike together. We had a Lifetarian lunch. We did some Lifetarian fitness. We shared some emotional stories. We bore our hearts, our minds, and our souls, and it all led us here to this waterbed, okay? So I'm going to perform a Lifetarian baptism on all our hikers, and we're going to send them on their way, because now the world is theirs. Not to consume or eat, but to live in harmony with. So one by one, let's have a hiker join me. So what we're going to do here is a Lifetarian baptism. Our hikers went through the transformative experience, and they're now ready for the final initiation into Lifetarianism. So I'm going to take this water that hasn't been tainted by man. This is as good as it gets. It may not be the cleanest or the most photogenic, but this is nature's water. So I'm going to put some of that water on my hands, feel the earth between my fingers, nice and wet. And now I'm going to take Brandon's forehead and put the shape of an L for Lifetarianism. So I'm going to put the shape of an L on his forehead.
When I was baptized, I felt really like wet.
I'm going to put the shape of an L on his forehead for Lifetarian.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
I don't know. I mean, I like water. Felt good for sure.
The shape of an L on his forehead for Lifetarian.
I mean, water feels good, so I guess that felt nice.
I felt like you were John the Baptist and I was Jesus, so now I have to go do some miracles or something.
Okay, and that concludes our Lifetarian hike. Oh, looks like our boom guy wants to be blessed. The Lifetarian blessing. Let's put the shape of an L on his forehead.
Yes.
Get rid of that cigarette. Face the camera. He's now a Lifetarian. I did a blessing on everyone, a Lifetarian baptism, and I put the Lifetarian insignia of the L on their forehead. That water now seeped into their pores, and that Lifetarian L, it's now in their circulatory system. I could tell they're transformed afterwards.
I'm going to be a dedicated and devout Lifetarian for the remainder of my natural born life.
I'm not going to be a Lifetarian moving forward.
It's probably not for me, no.
Although they might say they're not going to be Lifetarians moving forward, I think they're just trying to be cool for their friends. But behind closed doors, they're going to be Lifetarians, okay? When I put that shape of an L on their forehead, I could tell that they were Lifetarians right then and there.
It was life-changing.
It's definitely pretty interesting. It's not what I was expecting when I came out here.
Definitely interesting. Didn't expect any of this. Always good to be with nature.
Overall, I thought the hike was it did everything I knew it was gonna do. It was a transformative experience for these strangers. People I never met before, and their lives are gonna be different from here on out. And I hope to use this same Lifetarian step program to transform vegans and meat eaters one by one. So, thanks everyone. Jacob, the Lifetarian, signing out.